are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by
My super duper disclaimers. My name is Sydney, and welcome to Illuminated Disclaimer. Now, I wanted to use this opportunity just to talk about some ways of finding ways to manifest your reality, try to get to more positive outcomes, and try to get to that version of you who always saw, Sometimes you might see yourself as a celebrity. Sometimes we just need to get that path going. Now, one thing I realized in the past was I was very unorganized, very, very unorganized. And as a result, when opportunities came, I didn't know how to take them. When it came to finding out who I truly wanted to be, I just knew I wanted to make money. I just knew I wanted to be successful. But with no basis on how I was going to get there, how was I meant to get there? Then I realized that I need to become more organized. I need to find a situation where I can slowly but systematically become that person who I truly wanted to be. Now, one thing that I found helped, SMART targets. Now, how many of you have heard of SMART targets? Okay, a few of you. SMART targets is basically a way of just finding something and making it more achievable over the long run. And we break them into five, I can't say the word, specific points. The first point is, oh, you like this? Specific. You've heard me say this multiple times and I'll keep on saying it. Own in to what you truly want. If you want to be a chef, make sure it's your intentions that you believe with your mind, heart, body, and soul that you want to be a chef. A lot of people are just drifters, and I say that in the sense that a lot of people want to do multiple things, but they don't start on one goal first. If you do that, then it's going to be harder to actually find what you want and get your targets. You need to start with something small. In the past, all I knew was I wanted to make money. And then I worked in a pub. And it was my first actual job where I was doing things I wanted to do. And I realized that back then, even though I was fully materialistic and about the money, I was doing things and I was using these targets without even knowing it. I was manifesting things. I said to myself, I want to get my driving license. Had my driving license 5 months later. I was like, I wanted a car. I bought the car 3 months later. And because I had that, it helped me to get more of a time frame of how to get my license. So I got my car, and then I got my license. And then afterwards, I was like, working in a pub, you don't get the money you want, and you smell booze most of the time. I want to be an accountant, and I want a job in accountancy while I study. I found an apprenticeship, and I got a job working for the local council about 9 months after I started the job in the pub. And I realized I was just being specific on what I wanted. I didn't want anything but that one thing. So I'll say right now, be specific with what you want. If you want a car, what color do you want it? What engine size do you want it? If you're easy on those things and you just want a specific car, be specific on that. As you can see, like, this is going to be happening. Well, it's not going to be happening a lot of the time. I'm just having issues with my mouth at the moment. So I can't say properly. But yes, jokes aside, be specific with what you want. How much time did I say it? Second, measurable. As you can see, this is going to be another joke. I am a maths tutor, not an English tutor, but I should get these words right. When it comes to measurable, how much of it do you want? Quantify it. If you want a car, for example, how much are you going to spend? How far will you be willing to travel for it? And that's what we need to do. If you want a specific job, what are you willing to do? What are your compromises? Write these things down. Make sure that you know what you truly want and slowly get into that. But you need to measure it. You need to see if overall it's attainable. If you don't, then you might have issues down the line when it comes. Because one thing I have learned about manifestation is, if you are not certain with what you truly want, you lose out. And you lose out because if you don't know specifically what you want, then you might get something similar to what you want, but there might be a few things that you just can't get over. So just make sure that you actually look at what you truly want. Okay? Hey. Oh, wait. Achievable. This one is pretty straightforward, yeah? This one basically states if it is actually possible. A lot of things are possible, but we just need to be very honest to see at our current moment of time if we can make it achievable. I might, for example, say that I want to have a £10,000 a month business, yeah? If I don't have a business, then it's not achievable. But if it's not achievable, then we can actually admit it and find ways to actually make it achievable. Okay, so I want a £10,000 business. Create a business, find a niche, find clients, find ways to expand the business, increase knowledge, get some qualifications, meet influential people. Before you know it, you start to do all these things bit by bit, you'll get a £10,000 business. It's just only a matter of time. Realistic. This to me is, between this and achievable, it gives you more of a time, well, it gives you more of a plan to break from. Like, if I was to do this, what would I have to do? Where would I start? How would I get to that point? Who would I have to meet? What do I need to improve for myself, or what do I need to get away from my life? You could just write, you could use the R just to talk about putting the business plan together, you know? And it's just about what you want. You know that it's achievable, you know that's not achievable. But being realistic actually makes you think, why is it achievable? Why isn't it achievable? And this is probably one of the most important parts of a SMART target, if not, yeah, I would say it's one of the most important parts, but each part is just as profound as the last one. So just make sure when it comes to being realistic, you actually are realistic. Like, everything, no matter how mad and amazing it could be, it could be very achievable. We just need to make sure that we are very realistic when it comes to that goal. Because if I wanted to be mayor of London, which I wanted to do in the past, I just need to know that I need to do a lot of politics. I need to do a lot of, I guess, advertisement and promotion. But even though it's a mad, crazy dream, it's still achievable, therefore it's still realistic. The last one is timed. If you know it's achievable and you know it's realistic, what is the time frame that you need in order to make it reality? Some people might say you need 6 months. Some people might say you need 12 months. You might need 5 or 10 years. One thing about being realistic is when you start writing your plan together, you actually look at the time frame. I personally would say with SMART goals, 6 months to a year will be ideal for me, but it all changes. Some people might want to do something in a month's time. Some people might want to do something in 10 years' time. Some people might start this now and then 45 years later they retire and the SMART goal comes into focus. But what specifically do you need when it comes to time frame? When you have a time frame, it helps you actually say, okay, I could put the deadlines in. Sometimes when it comes to manifesting, you don't choose the deadline chooses you, the universe chooses that for you. But it's good to put a time frame in your mind so you know what you personally as an individual, you know as an individual what kind of thing you can work with. So that is basically SMART targets. SMART. That is smart targets. Use these 5 points and actually own in for what you specifically want to gain in your lifetime and possibly the next. My name has been Sydney. This has been Illuminated Disclaimer. Please like and subscribe, and please share to whoever. And if you have anything that you want me to talk about, please comment section. Everything, just like and heart and just everything, just go below and just show some love and support. I'll be really grateful if you could. Take care, and please keep on finding ways to illuminate your world.